Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on Facebook for this parent meeting. We figured this would be the easiest way to uh, to get all this information out to everybody at once and to communicate what's going on for the next school year and to kind of just touch base with everybody and answer any questions you might have. So, as we go through this, please feel free to leave comments with any questions you might have in the comments box, and I'll try to answer those as we go along, probably closer to the end. And hopefully, with what I'm about to tell you here, that we'll answer a lot of the questions you might have as far as the upcoming school year. So, and I'll try not to keep you very long either. Hopefully, this won't last a whole long time. But first place we'll go. First, one I want to say I'm very excited to get the school year started. It's been a great summer. Feels like it's been a quick summer. Feels like we just started having summer program just yesterday, but it's really been since June. And we're excited to get back to school and to see everybody, and excited for you guys to bring your kids back and get them back to work, and also to meet some of their new teachers if they have new teachers. So the first thing we want to go through that I'm sure is on everybody's mind: COVID guidelines or any kind of COVID restrictions. So at this point, it is not mandated that students or staff wear masks at this time. It's been recommended by the state of Kentucky that they would wear masks, but it's also been lifted up to each individual school district. So we're not requiring it at this time. However, as this situation is very much subject to change, the obviously there are more cases happening. There's a kind of a boom going on right now. Clark County is seeing a lot of cases here the past few days. And so we're going to continue to monitor the COVID data as it transpires, monitor the situation nationwide, and just kind of see where we're at. And we may have to put those back in at some point. At this point, we're trying to have as normal of a school year as possible. So we're not requiring social distancing. We're not requiring, like I said, we're not requiring masks. And we're going to try to get back to the place where we're operating as normal as long as we possibly can, and hopefully that'll be all year. We were very blessed last year. As far as I know, we didn't have any students that tested positive for COVID. I know we had some parents, some grandparents, staff. We had some grandparents that or some family members that had very real battles with COVID, so it's not something we take lightly. But at this point, we feel like we can do this, and we can do this safely. And like I said, last year, we want to make sure that we are doing what's best for the children, what's best for our staff and our families. And so if we feel like there's a need to change it and take extra precautions, we will do that. But at this point, we will not. We're also going to be eating together in the library until the new sanctuary is built. Last year, they spent most of their time in their classroom, but we are going to be doing that and bringing not every class together at one time, but several classes together to eat lunch together in the library until our new sanctuary is built, and they'll be able to eat in the cafeteria. So that's pretty much the COVID guidelines. Like I said, we're going to continue to monitor that and just see what continues to transpire. Hopefully, these cases will go back down. We're continuing to pray for us. We're continuing to pray for God's protection over top of Grace Bible Academy. Like I said, we had a very blessed year last year and very safe, not only as a school but as a church. And so we pray and continue that will continue to be that way, and that we won't have any complications. Along with the COVID guidelines, COVID did provide some leniency for attendance and for tardiness and that kind of thing. That those protections are no longer in place. So just a reminder that Grace Bible Academy does have to follow the KDE guidelines for attendance, and so we have to follow those policies just like the public schools do. And so just be aware that school does start at 7:45 a.m. So the students need to be in the building and really in their classrooms by 7:45. That means when they come through and get breakfast, they need to have that and take it onto their classroom to eat if they get here at close to start time. And if they're here after 7:45, they will be counted tardy, and multiple tardies do lead to absences. And so we do have, like I said, we have to follow the same guidelines. I think I have to go back and double check what the number is, but I think they're allowed 3 excused absences with doctor or parent note, and then after that you have to have a doctor's note per semester. If I remember right, I think it's 6 unexcused absences. Uh, that becomes excessive absenteeism or tardiness, or not tardiness, excuse me, truancy, and then we have to have a conference with the parents, and then we'll go from there. But just be aware of the attendance and being on time and that kind of thing. We want to make sure that our students are there. First of all, we do want to make sure everyone's there. You learn better when you're in school and you're able to do that. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're being safe. So if there's a student that is showing signs and symptoms of being sick, please use caution and keep them home. We don't want to spread anything. We don't want to spread, COVID obviously is one of the big ones, but there's also things like strep throat, the flu, all that stuff. Hopefully we will be able to avoid all those things, but make sure that you use caution when they're showing signs and symptoms of illness as well. Pickup and drop off is another thing I wanted to talk about this year. It is going to be different than last year. So what we're going to be doing is changing things up a little bit. But you're going to come in the entrance that is opposite of the new construction. And so that's where we actually went out last year. So there is a sign on that side of the driveway that says Grace Bible Church Campus Entrance. That's where for pickup and drop off, that's where you will enter. You will come all the way around to the front door of the church, and that's where we will have children enter the building and also exit the building. And so we're hoping that by doing this, there won't be any traffic overflowing into the road. If we see that over the first week or so and see that we're still having traffic kind of backed up on the road, we may change it a little bit to where there's to where you kind of loop around the parking lot a little bit and get back in line. That way we're not blocking off traffic on Main Street. But if we do that, I'll notify you, but I'll also have arrows and different things out there that kind of show where you need to go and what the traffic flow will be, if that makes sense. But for pickup and drop off, we're going to be coming in that same entrance where we actually went out last year toward near the gravel parking lot and loop all the way around the building to the front door, and that's where students will enter and exit. And we'll do the same thing as far as pickup. We'll call them out and bring them out to your car one at a time. And they'll be coming out from what our sanctuary is now, which will eventually be our gym, and then we'll have them closer. To answer the question in the chat from Becky for Becky Atkins, school opens for drop off at 7 a.m. So we're there at 7 a.m. and you can bring them at that point, and they can come and do before care and eat breakfast and everything. Another difference is in the past we haven't. I will say this too. Aftercare pickup will be the same. It will still be at the same door number 2, for the time being until the aftercare program moves toward the front of the building. And you can just knock or call Miss Veda, and she will be able to let you in. And you still park in that gravel parking lot and walk into door number 2. Another pickup change: if you're picking up your child early or dropping them off late, we are going to have you sign them in at the front desk. So you'll actually have to come into the front of the church, and we'll have the sign in, sign out sheets there, and just sign them in or sign them out, and you can then take them after that. We haven't been as diligent with that in the past, so we will make sure that is. Usually it's like a text message I get or one of our teachers gets, hey, we're here to pick up so-and-so, and we know that they're gone, but we want to make sure that we're documenting that just in case, just for safety reasons, basically. So just make sure you come into the building and actually sign them out. You may be asked for your ID. If I'm not there, or if the teacher isn't there, the church secretary might ask for your ID, and then you can take your child from there. The first day of school is August 11th, so 1 week from today. So along with that, that's a good segue to this. One of the things that has been requested is that we have some kind of open house. And we've sat down as a staff, and we just don't have any evenings that works for all of our teachers and all of our staff to be there. And of course, now we're a week away from school. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a lunchtime meet and greet, and we're going to do that on Monday afternoon from 12 to 2. And I'm going to put an event on Facebook that says that, and also put a remind out that reiterates that. But you can definitely come and see your child's classroom, meet their teachers. Some of them will have the same teachers as they did last year. We do have a couple new teachers this year. But you can come and tour if you haven't. If this is their first time coming to school, they can come and see how the classrooms are going to be set up. Maybe even meet some of their classmates, depending on who comes during the day. So feel free to come and tour that. That's on Monday, like I said, Monday, August 9th from 12 to 2 p.m. Some school updates, just some general school updates. The first thing is the playground construction is still ongoing, but it is getting there. So we are making progress on that. I'm hoping for the first day of school. I don't know if it'll be the first day of school, but it will definitely be before Labor Day. That is 100% for certain. We've been working on that all summer and trying to get everything in there, and also our basketball goal on the concrete pad. We want to have that there, so that will definitely be there within the first few weeks of school and be finished. Programmatically, our computer lab, we are hoping to have our computer lab start back this year. It may be mobile at first, to where we're bringing tablets around to the classroom and teaching just basic computer stuff and doing educational games for the younger guys. But after the church moves into the sanctuary later this year, which they're hoping September, it could be October, November. Stuff has just slowed down, as far as getting materials in and getting things be able to get those things completed to be inspected and all that kind of stuff. So once the church actually moves, we'll have a room designated for the after school space or for the computer lab, and the after school program will move, and then we will have our computer lab actually physically set up and be able to go back to normal with that. So we're hoping to have that ready soon. And then also, as I said, our church is hoping to move, and then we'll have our gymnasium will not be ready for a few months. So we're hoping to have that done in the next couple of months, and then also use the gymnasium as our cafeteria and for our after school program as well. A couple of questions. Yes, we have a third grade teacher, wonderful lady. You'll get to meet her. She is working diligently and got her room almost ready in such a short time. So she's knocking it out of the park. And yes, school still starts at 7:45. 7:45 to 2:45 is our start time and our end time. And then financially, our fees are exactly the same. The fees are exactly the same, or the tuition is exactly the same. Our book fee and registration fee. Remember, our book fee had to go up a little bit. Our cost went up just a little bit. We had an introductory discount from where we were such a new school, and that has run out and it bumped up our cost a little bit. So it's $200 for book fee, $150 for registration fee. And I've told most people this, and a lot of people have had this question about school supplies. We have never had a school supply list. The teachers will be sending home a wish list for each individual classroom, things that they desire. So they may send that home, and that's just stuff that they want. But we don't have an official school supply list for the school. And the reason being is I have 5 kids. I've always hated school supply list and going school supply shopping, so we just never did that. So instead we take that registration fee and we actually take a portion of that and put it into a fund for the classroom per child, and then we just buy the classroom supplies, the basics that your child needs for each individual classroom, and then distribute those to the kids. However, if there's particular things that your kids want to bring, like they want a particular pencil box, or whatever it might be, they are welcome to bring those things. So if you want to bring those things, you're welcome to do that. But we will have all the basic things they will need, and their curriculum, the books and everything, come with a lot of the stuff that they'll use for their curriculum. I can get you your child's teacher and info. He's probably met them already this summer. It's Miss Jess, so you'll be able to. You probably met her maybe in passing. She's filled in for the summer for us quite a bit. Also, along with the fees and everything, if I don't have your enrollment form for your child, please get that to me before the first day of school. They are on our website. If you go to gracebibleacademy.com, they're on there. There's a link on the front of the page, and it is broken. And I keep forgetting to get on there. I'll try to get on there and change it today, but for some reason it broke. But at the top, if you're on a computer, you'll see at the top, you'll say enrollment information. If you're on a phone, there's like the little thing for the menu you can click, and then you'll see enrollment information. And you can go there and download it and print it off, or fill it in and then send it in. And Samantha, yes, and I think you probably met his teacher as well. So yeah, she's been filming this summer as well, and just try to send me an email. MSGS is awesome. Look at her being a celebrity. Um, yeah, bring them by. That's fine. But if you send me an email with those, and my email is just brandon.pence@gracebibleacademy.com. And just send me an email just asking for their information. If you want that, I can send you that information to them. And yes, Summer, you can bring that during the lunch meet and greet. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't know if Miss Jess is watching, but she's getting a lot of compliments in the comments, so she'll be happy. Um, what else was I going to... Let's see. Make sure I covered everything that I was thinking about. I think that I have. Is there any other questions that you guys might have in the chat? I'm trying to answer them as I see them going through there. I think that's everything I had on my list. Miss Jess is awesome. We love Miss Jess too. Yes, Hannah. Hannah asked on the first day of school, can we walk your kids in? Absolutely, absolutely. Um, I will still yes. So the way Remind works, I have one for the school Remind, and I don't have that information to put up on the screen, but you can. It's you text at GBAKY to the phone number 81010, and I'll send that information home on the first day of school. But I have a school Remind that I send out for announcements just for me. Your individual teacher might use Class Dojo or a Remind to communicate with just the class individually. So you may have a couple different things there. So, you want kids in? Jess is here. So pick up and drop off. So pick up and drop off will come in. It's the entrance on the right on the far side that drives past the gravel parking lot for drop off. It should have a sign that says Grace Bible Church Campus. You'll come in that way and go all the way around to the front door, and that's where you can drop off and pick up your child. And I'm going to try to be out there and try to point people the right way on the first day of school. Dress code is just casual. Just, t-shirt, shorts. There's nothing provocative or vulgar or anything like that. They don't have to wear like closed-toed shoes or anything, but we do go outside, play, and move around quite a bit. So comfortable shoes might be best. Good question, Hannah Holman. Good question about that. Oh, sorry, Holly. Yeah, school ends at 2:45, 7:45 to 2:45. Yes, we will have. We're gonna have the big orange jugs where they can fill up their water bottles throughout the day and not use the water fountains. So feel free to send those with them on the first day of school. And Samantha, the previous school records, I do request those, and I'll be sending home something on the first couple of days of school that just asks for the where they went to school, and I usually send them all at once. They email them to me. So yes, I'll get those. And the other thing I do, if you're a new student or even a returning student, really, but one of the things I have to report to the Board of Education is who comes to our school. So I usually send an email the first day of school, just tell them who's enrolled at the school, and that way it takes you guys out of it. And some schools might reach out to you individually and just say they need something or didn't have any information about you. That's because I don't send that to usually the first day or two of school. And then Holly, my email address, it's just brandon.pence@gracebibleacademy.com. I'm happy to get all your teachers' information to you and everything, and they might have some stuff for you on Monday as well, to where if you get a chance to come by and meet them, they'll be able to share that with you. Any other questions? See, I was trying to make this one fit inside a lunch break, like a 30-minute window there from 12 to 12:30, just to be certain. Last year went like almost an hour. So there's a lot of COVID questions last year, though. I think everybody's over COVID right now. They're like, whatever. Mask, no mask. Let's just do it. All right. If there's no other questions, I'll go ahead and get ready to end this. We are very excited to see you guys. Hopefully, you guys can make it by Monday. All the classrooms are getting set up and everything, so we're going to have that meet and greet from, like I said, 12 to 2 on Monday. Feel free to just come through the front door of the church. We'll show you back to where your classroom is. And we are so excited to see everybody next week, a week from today. So you guys have a great rest of your summer, and we will see you in a week. Y'all have a good day. Thank you.